on that exposure.
And I'm going to let T-Max respond. So here it is.
Okay.
She stay bobbing and weaving, but she ain't woman enough to make sure them niggas she's bobbing and weaving is raising her sons. So her sons is out there beating up your daughters and shooting your sons. That's the hood. I ain't come here to play no games. I ain't come here to sugarcoat shit. That's the problem with a lot of black people in the black community. Y'all like to sugarcoat shit. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. The hood is mentally damaged and destroyed. The hood is on life support. The hood done became the hood. White sheets. Pillowcases over your head. White sheets. Let's keep it all the way funky. And I don't care who don't like what I have to say. Yeah, the police is foul. They've been infiltrated. They doing us dirty. But Lil Mike is more foul than the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan will hang a nigga every here and there. Every once in a while because they don't want to get caught. But Lil Mike might shoot a nigga every time he go outside. Oh, y'all don't want to talk about that. Where the fuck is Mike Son and Tamika Mallory at? 5 people just got shot in the Bronx yesterday. A girl, innocent woman, she dead. Yep, she dead. No coming back. We shall overcome. Fuck that shit. She dead. And she was shot with a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 20-something-year-old. 5 people. She dead. My son and Tamika Mallory crying. Because it's okay for a nigga to kill a nigga, right? Yeah. It's okay for a nigga to kill a nigga. Ain't nobody got nothing to say. And it's okay, Mr. Jeezy. You told our people to trap or die. While you living your best life, he ain't going back and forth with you niggas. He even cut this meat off when he went to jail like, I ain't no commissary for you. He left the criminal life all the way alone and told you to trap or die. And while you listened to his music, while you trapped and died and trapped and went to the penitentiary, he went to paradise. He got on Learjets. He went to different islands in the Bahamas and the Poconos, all over. And he left you in the hood listening to his music telling you to trap or die while he sent this little bastard, buck-tooth bastard kid to a good school. That's why I diss these rappers every chance that I get. They don't come back and build workshops for children to learn how to do trades, to learn how to build furniture, to do AC and plumbing. They ain't putting money into stuff like that. They put money into donations that you never see. Oh, I donated to this charity. Well, where's that? I guarantee you if P. Diddy opened up a school, your kid would never get in there. It's only for the elite, for the boule, for the babies of the Baphomet, the Luciferians. Come on, man, I ain't come here to play no games.
Man, enough of that. So what do you think about that, T-Max?
Okay, first and foremost about it, a lot of times he's talking about what's going on in the hood, but he's not acknowledging the reason. See, everybody looks a lot of times, we see the after effects of the hood. And I'm kind of going to go a little bit all over, but I'm going to come right back to it. It would actually, I can't even call his argument profound because it's basically a rehash recyclement of a whole bunch of old shit that everybody's been saying for a lot of fucking years. If anything, my thing is be original in terms of your point because all you're doing is piggybacking off of what other people say. Now, having said that, first and foremost, he doesn't know shit about Jeezy and Big Meech in terms of what their relationship was. I do. I'm not going to speak on all of it, but one thing about it is, Jeezy lived the real life, and Jeezy simply rapped about what he lived. He didn't tell anybody to do it. It's called entertainment in terms of telling his story, which the last time I checked in the United States of America, the First Amendment guarantees our right to free speech. So Jeezy has a right to tell his story how the fuck he wants to tell it. You know what I'm saying? And for him to try to, say that Jeezy has his own foundation that helps out the youth. Jeezy has spoken at schools, he's always encouraged the youth to do better. He doesn't know nothing about Jeezy in terms of what Jeezy had to come through in his life and the circumstances that contributed to what he had to do, which by the blessing of God he made it out of and has been able to be not only successful but help other people. So he can go the fuck on with what he's saying with that. Secondly, as I go back to what's going on in the hood, when you're looking at the situations in terms of racism, the war on drugs started in the 1970s with Richard Nixon, continued by Ronald Reagan in the 80s with economics. And we're not even talking about what's gone into the CIA situation with the Contras down in South America and how cocaine got to this country, especially in South Central Los Angeles via Freeway Ricky Ross. And we can speak on that on this show because we know about it because we talked to the man personally. So we know him personally.
Facts.
So we know all that story. So we can speak on all of that. The reality is, nobody wants violence in the hood. And when you want to call out individuals in terms of, it's easy to call out rappers a lot of times because that's where the clout comes. Because I think a lot of times he's just hoping those rappers will say something about him so he can get some type of notoriety from it. My thing is this. Don't wait for somebody else to make a change in the community in terms of what you think they should be doing. Number one, you don't have any say over what another man or woman does. And Campbell, he apparently doesn't understand that. My thing is to Mr. Campbell, if he wants to do something, he needs to go out and do it instead of banging on everybody else, trying to pass off his inactivity, trying to say how they need to be active. It doesn't make it's counterintuitive, it's unproductive. To me, it's fucking lazy. It's easy to talk about everybody else. What are you doing from your side outside of making videos ragging on everybody about what you think they should be doing? And King, this is a situation where individuals like him, these are the people that do not bring about real change in terms of, because to me, change comes from being active. It comes from being a participant. It comes from engaging with dialogue with like minds of how to find a solution. For people like, Hassan, it's easy to just sit out there and just rag on everybody, number one, because a lot of these people already are, like he said, Jeezy's out living his best life. You're damn right he is. He earned it. He ain't got shit to apologize for. What? So now you're going
live. If you could check Jeezy's live, and you could check a lot of the work that he's done. He's been in all of these different hoods in Detroit, Milwaukee.
Yes.
Atlanta.
And
you see not only the charity work, but you see him in tune with the people, going to all these hoods.
Yes. And knowing the man myself and having hung out with those guys, Jeezy is one of the most solid individuals you will ever meet. A good stand-up guy. Shout out to him, Ace, Sheldon, the whole team. They are some of the greatest guys you'll ever meet.
Goldmouth.
And, Goldmouth. Can't forget Goldmouth. And one thing I would tell Mr. Hassan Campbell, if he ever listens to this, I said what I said. And while I don't agree with everything he said, I'm not going to be disrespectful about it, but I am going to be candid. But I will say this, Mr. Campbell, if you do hear this, if you want to come on our show and you want to engage in a dialogue, that is perfectly fine. I will say this, please do, followed by be careful and be respectful. Because trust, this is not threatening in any way, but it's also a situation, too, that there are some people whom if you do get disrespectful about, or myself, we can speak about that as well. And those people that you want to be disrespectful with, because I can handle it, King can handle it. But those other individuals, we can't be responsible for how they may deal with you if you decide you want to get crazy with them. We can handle our side. We can't tell everybody else how to handle their side. So whether it's Puffy, whether it's Jay, whether it's my son, whether it's whoever, Jeezy. These are a whole bunch of other people that I really you talk a good game on your YouTube. I don't think you want any smoke with any of those guys. Period. I said what I